Welcome back to turkey season 25. I'm gonna call this episode May Day, because I mean May Day, the signals are out and we got 2 in one day. Myself, Perry, and Wade are out there and they are fired up. We're gonna talk about demeanor, we're gonna talk about calling, and you're gonna see 2 big, giant Iowa Easterns hit the ground. Spring is springing, if you will. From spring 24, we're actually getting into the month of May, May the 8th exactly. I always enjoy the latter part of the Iowa season because the temperatures are starting to get warmer. Everything's in bloom. I mean, the world is literally waking up. Spring green up is like this instead of like that in your pastures. Everything's growing, everything's blossoming, everything's blooming, and suddenly those gobblers start to lose their hens. Gobblers oftentimes start to flock back up fairly quickly. There's a bell curve, much like to deer, there's a bell curve to turkey hunting. And at the first part of the season, there's a lot of pecking order being established. Flocks are splitting up, hens are splitting up. And then the center part of the season, oftentimes you get a lot of hens that are with gobblers and they can deal you a little bit of a fit. As you get into May and those latter parts of the season, your temperatures start to warm up. This is the prime time as far as a turkey hunter. If you want to catch a gobbler without a hen, this is it. Here we are mid-morning, myself, Wade, and Perry. It's May the 8th and we've got a hot turkey, one of the hottest birds we had heard the entire spring. And when you're having a spring where you're not hearing a lot of gobbling and then all of a sudden you got a bird that's really fired up, chances are he's lost his hens that day and he may have been without them for a while, and I think that was the case in this bird's situation. We employed a lot of patience and we just let him come to us. No decoys, just simply calling and waiting.
This segment of DoD TV is brought to you by DruryOutdoors, home of the Infinity 2-man ground blind featuring their innovative shadow mesh window curtain technology, allowing for superb concealment to let you spot your game before they spot you. Visit GoMuddy.com today.
Part of me says go after him, but part of me says just give it time. That's closer in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's be. I'll lay in that shaded area to help. Turkey about 20 minutes, and for the longest time he stayed in the same spot, but now he's moving a little bit, so we may have been able to break him a little bit. Sometimes you got to do some different things, whether it's change calls, change how you're calling, change positions, which we've done 3 times. Hopefully he'll break and come. Because of the height of the pasture, Wade's actually standing. I'm down below where I can't see anything, but he can.
job, buddy.
Yes. I was laying in the grass, and when he gobbled the last time, I kept looking at you, and you were pointing because I couldn't course it because I was down. And then he gobbled the second time, and I was like, oh, God, he's right down my gun barrel. Oh, we finally got one to work.
He worked well. He came a long way.
Yeah.
I was trying to get one more gobble out of him.
I know you were. Oh, yeah.
I was down where I couldn't see anything, but I just wanted to call and try and yip him up. Boy, that was loud, them last couple of gobbles. Yeah.
Little prototype.
Were you able to see him come up that hill at all, Wade?
No, he come up the
He
draw.
come up the draw?
I didn't see him until I saw the tip of his head. Was it a good turkey?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
great turkey. Big turkey.
Heck yeah. That was fun, boys.
You can see where we were set up. Like Wade was in the V of that left tree, and the grass is so tall there. It's just
We've not had a lot just come gobbling that far this year.
Yeah, he come from a long ways off.
Had no decoys there. We just set up and called and made him come looking for us, so that was cool. I knew the gobbler had to be close just based on the way he sounded. I was like, man, he's got to be within range. And again, Winchester just knocks him.
Oh, that new Longbeard TSS
They just die.
hammered him. Like, they hit so hard that, you know, most of the time when you shoot a turkey and it flops, you know that you got it. It's
Right.
hit so hard they don't flop.
They don't.
And when I filmed Wade shoot yesterday, I did not, you know, I was skeptical of whether the turkey was laying there or not. Same with this one. Like, I felt rock solid on him, but
They just die.
they just smoked.
just hits them so hard.
Done.
Within turkeys, especially gobblers in the spring, there's a pecking order. And where a bird falls in that pecking order will oftentimes determine his demeanor and how he acts and reacts to your calling or to your decoy setup. Some birds, if they're at the top of that pecking order, they're not afraid of anything. They're gonna come in and whoop a Jake decoys behind. A full strut bird might elicit a great response. They're gonna come storming into a hen decoy because they're not afraid of anybody else. Big turkey, he's earned his right. Some of those other smaller 2-year-olds or even a smaller older bird, and all of a sudden they're a little bit more timid. They're a little bit shy coming into any situation because they've already had their tail kicked. Sometimes it's a group of gobblers that are the bullies. Sometimes it's a single gobbler with long spurs, and it really has to do with population dynamics. I always pay attention to what has the hatch been like in the years preceding the year we're going into. Have you had good hatches and therefore you should have a bunch of 2- and 3-year-olds? Or has it been a stretch of bad hatches and you got a bunch of old turkeys that you're hunting? So pay attention to the population dynamics and then adjust your tactics accordingly. Watch for a few different signs that they'll give you. I always like a bird that's got some puff to him. A bird that faces your calling or faces your decoys when he's on his way in is generally a bird you're gonna kill. Contrast that with a bird that is pirouetting, he struts away from you when you call. Even worse, a bird that's slicked up because of weather or because he's scared of another turkey. You have to work those birds a little bit differently. The strutter that won't come, I'm trying to get to a different position to outsmart that bird or get in a position he will be comfortable coming into. The bird that's slicked up and just looking and won't come, I'm oftentimes gonna tone things down and not get nearly as aggressive with that bird and employ a lot more patience. Other things I look for, color of head. That white-headed bird coming through the timber, that's one that you're almost always gonna kill. Or a big red-headed bird, you can see it, he might be getting a little bit mad at the situation, whether you've got a Jake out or a strutting turkey. A bird that's coming in and all of a sudden that head goes up, his body slicks down, those wings start to pop, it might be time for a shot if he's within range. Always study the animal, study that body posture, and through time, you'll be able to make better decisions based on how he's acting and reacting to your calling or decoy. Yep. All right, Perry's bird's down, we're celebrating, we get back to the truck and suddenly we hear more gobbling. And I think this is a great teaching moment or learning moment. Sometimes when you have that much gobbling, like we had in Perry's case with that much calling, there's birds that are approaching that you're not hearing, either because of terrain or wind direction or distance. And suddenly we get to the truck, these birds are fired up and we're like, let's go. And they're literally out there in the same position Perry's were. We took a little bit different route to get over to them. And man, did they suck right in. But you always think back through what have they just been hearing. And in this case, they heard a lot of gobbling and a lot of calling and it fired them up and they were already on their way. And I mean, they came in close.
Can we go back? Probably go forward. I think. Yeah. Right there they are. See him? Yeah. Yes. They're coming.
Utley bird. Left ear. Got him.
How awesome was that? Did you guys get it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was quick. Perry literally just killed 15 minutes ago. We got to the truck, we said we saw some birds out here earlier. We got here, we struck them, came out here, and I mean, they came just as pretty as they could out here in this tall pasture grass. It helped Perry and it just helped us. Wow, 2 down in a matter of 20 minutes. That was awesome, guys.
They ripped it in our face.
They ripped it coming. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Woo, baby! How much fun is this stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
Swords.
Look at the hooks on that guy. Awesome, awesome turkey. And he is tagged. Check that out, guys.
Look at what that new TSS did to that head.
Oh my. Out here in big field, big country, and I think we just got them fired up and getting out with them. We talk about it all the time and we do it a lot to where field birds, if you're on the edge, sometimes they're reluctant to come to you. If you've got cover in the field, whether it be terrain or foliage or grass, or a corn stalk or a shrub or a bush, and you get out there with them, it's a big difference. We deal with open country day in and day out, and for us, the pattern to success repeats itself often when we actually get out in the open country with them. Here we didn't have trees, but we had tall grass and it worked like a charm. All right, next week we're going west. Westward ho, here we go, I call it. Myself and Wade are packing up, we're heading out, and unfortunately, we might have lost some luggage. It's gonna be a fun trip, the way this one's starting out.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by Hunter Specialties.